Dr. Roey Tzezana joins us from Israel. Dr. Tzezana works for an AI analytics and technology company. Dr. Tzezana, welcome to DD India News Hour. Now, it's day 20 of Israel's war with the Hamas. How have you and your loved ones coped with the after effects of this war?
It is very difficult. It is very difficult. And I want just to tell you Israel's side and what's happening here. Just 3 weeks ago, terrorists have infiltrated peaceful Jewish villages inside Israel's territory, and they have massacred innocent civilians indiscriminately. They've killed more than 1,000 Israeli citizens. They've tortured women. They've raped women. They beheaded young children. They've abducted more than 200 Israelis, grandmothers and mothers and young children to Gaza, where they are keeping them still under conditions unknown. And even today, Hamas is still shooting missiles towards the center of Israel. And I can tell you that just a few days ago, my family and I, 2 young children, my wife, we had to go into our bomb shelter ourselves and stay there in fear of our lives. So, and unlike what's happening right now in the Gaza Strip, where Israel is warning the Palestinian civilians in advance before it's striking, Hamas did not try to warn us in advance. Israel is targeting military infrastructures in the Gaza Strip, but Hamas does not target military infrastructures. It aims its missiles right now at civilian targets. And that's what life in Israel is right now. And the only reason that Israel is not in shambles right now is that we have the power and the technology to prevent it. So we cannot lay down our arms, and we cannot leave our children in Hamas' hands the way it is right now. That's what life is in Israel right now, most unfortunately.
Indeed. Dr. Tzezana, as you mentioned, there seems to be no let-up in Israel's attacks on Gaza or the Hamas's attacks on Israel. So is the world now looking at a long, protracted war?
I'm afraid that I cannot share details about what's going on in the war cabinet in Israel for obvious reasons. I can tell you that Israel is acting both ethically and with great care in every assault it is making on the Gaza Strip, targeting military infrastructures and Hamas headquarters, attempting to get to the leaders who are responsible for that heinous crime against humanity that opened this war. So the question that you're asking, is the war going to be protracted? That's in Hamas leaders' hands. They can let go of their kidnapped Israeli citizens. They can let go of the Palestinian civilians that they use as meat shields, and they can stand trial for the crimes against humanity. If they do not do that, then yes, we will remain at war with them until every innocent Israeli child has been returned from captivity to Israel.
Dr. Tzezana, can I request you to stay on, please, momentarily? I want to bring in my colleague who is joining us live from Jerusalem now. I'll come back to you in a minute or so. Amrit, fill us in on the latest on the Israel-Hamas war. Are the Israeli military and the Hamas keeping up attacks on each other?
That's right, Ramesh. They are keeping up the attacks on each other. The Israeli military, as I filed in my report, last night went in for a ground invasion, a larger invasion that they had attempted before. About 4 days back, they had attempted a similar thing, but on a much smaller scale, and had suffered a casualty of 1 soldier, 3 critically injured. But yesterday, they went in with tanks and, tried to bombard with, the ground invasion. The IDF says this is preparing ground for the bigger invasion or the bigger ground assault. And they basically were testing waters as to, what would be the strategy to enter in and gauge the kind of resistance they would encounter, and also signaling to the Hamas that, we will come in. So they did that. They have kept up the airstrikes and the missile strikes. Last night was a fierce, the Israeli warplanes fiercely pounded surrounded the Gaza Strip. Hamas retaliated by firing rockets into Israel. Most of them missed their targets because they are intercepted by the Israeli Iron Dome systems, but some of them do fall near buildings, etc., though it's not causing much damage to life and property. Yeah, they are keeping up the ante, both sides, Ramesh.
Amrit, thank you. That was my colleague Amritpal Singh reporting live.